What is up? What is going on, world? It's your boy Dante.
It's your boy Remo. 1-2, 1-2.
Welcome to another episode. We are going to discuss random ass current events in the news.
Right.
We were thinking about what we wanted to talk about. Couldn't think of too much, but we figured we can attack and dissect what's happening in the real world today. So let's have at it. First one, how you been?
I've been alright. You?
Chilling?
Still alive.
Still alive. You know, it's this fight to survive in this thing called life.
Right.
You know.
Right.
All right. So let's jump right into it.
Let's do this.
The main article that's in the news is that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have been uninvited to the pre-funeral reception at the palace. You want to go into it or you want to pass?
Let's go into it.
Okay. So,
Prince Harry is the one that married the black girl, right?
yes, light-skinned black.
Let's do it.
First of all, shout out to the Queen, R.I.P.
Queen.
So if you guys did not hear, the Queen passed away.
All hail the Queen.
You know,
I guess.
poor little looker.
Right. If you into that.
So there's been a lot of mixed reactions regarding the Queen's passing, but I think it's more so because it shows that Americans just don't care. There's been a lot of that, like on the interwebs, saying, "Okay, moving on. Is it Queen Latifah? Is it Beyonce? Is it whatever?" And
Right.
it's none of those.
No.
She's a leader to those people. She's been doing it for a long time, 70 years, I believe. And she died in 96. People are crying. My live stream went out, but that's okay.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, people are sad, but I would say New York is, because when I think of America, I think of New York.
Right.
We move on. We made our jokes, and we kept shit moving. What do you?
Right.
I mean, how do you feel about losing
The Queen?
the Queen?
Well, I don't know. She didn't affect me in any way. I don't know. She was a huge figurehead over there. Somebody very important to them, but you know,
So
I mean, she was old. You know, like
I mean, yeah,
she was up there.
We all gotta go
it
sometime.
was-
So
yeah.
the fact
I
that
mean, I'm sorry. You know, but I mean, she was up there.
who you saying sorry to?
I don't know. For those who
To them peoples who are hurt and
who are
affected.
hurt and affected, you know.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
So they've been uninvited from like the pre-funeral stuff. So what is that saying? That's saying like we don't fuck with y'all.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, well, they withdrew their royal status because they don't want to deal with the bullshit. But supposedly it's because there's a lot of racism going on.
Yeah, he married a nigga girl.
Ooh. Yeah, it did not sit well with him, and it still doesn't sit well with him.
Yes.
So they, it is. I mean,
He married some chocolate.
I mean,
You know what I mean?
it's very, very milky chocolate, but it's still chocolate, and
chocolate either way you look at it.
and they feel like their bloodline has been diluted. So that's why they're so upset. They feel like white is pure, and when white is great and it means everything, and that's not okay. I think there have been times.
About the nigga reference, it was just a joke.
It wasn't a joke. It's tough. It just shows you like racism hasn't died. It hasn't gone anywhere, and it's very, very clear. This shows that it's international.
Right.
So it's not just racism where you live or in your town or in your country. Literally, it's worldwide, and it's unfortunate.
It's a shame, you know, like in the 21st century that we still got to talk about this.
I mean,
Still dealing with it.
it's whack. It's whack.
been undercover for so long. They've been.
This is true. There are people. I mean, a lot of people are racist. I mean, everyone has a little bit of racism in them, but they kept it to themselves,
Right.
and they kept quiet. And the fact that now people feel very, very, very comfortable expressing their racism or their hate or discussed for another group of people, another race, culture, religion, and with little to no repercussion unless you're like a celebrity. And even if you're a celebrity, you just do an apology tour, and then you're back at it. And then you lay low for a couple of months. You talk to the committee, or whatever head.
Yeah.
You know, hey guys, I'm sorry, and you know, it was years ago, and you guys dug up an old tweet, and I'm sorry about that. I mean, these days I feel like if you say something, you should stand by it. Stand by it. Hey, I said that 10 years ago. I mean the same thing today, because you meant it.
Right.
You definitely, when you posted it, when you said it, you meant it. So just because it's 2022 and you know we are a lot more sensitive, or we are very quick to want to shut you down or cancel you or make you look like the bad guy. The same people who are trying to shut you down are the same people who have probably done stuff themselves. So it's like he who have like cast the last sin over the last rock. I don't know how that goes, but you know what? You know the thing, like Biden says. You know the thing, you know. But it's if you didn't do shit, everybody has shit on their ass. That's what it means.
Right.
You know, nobody's clean, nobody's holy.
Perfect, man. No one's perfect.
And,
no one person, you know, is a perfect being. So we all imperfect beings, and
I mean, racism's still around, even to super powerful, wealthy people like Harry and Meghan.
Right.
She's still a little black girl.
Right.
At the end of the day, and the world's treating her as such. Moving on.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's good that it's on you know the main screen and everybody get to see it, so that, you know everybody get to somewhat understand how we feel and what we go through, but
they don't. Because she still has fame and money and success, and you know she used to be a deal or no deal girl. She would open the crate or cases. Like open the briefcase. Howard would like open the case and shit.
Yeah, she's opening a big case now.
Now she's a princess. All right, moving on.
Right, what's going on? Next topic.
Giselle, that's the wife of Tom Brady, was seen crying on the phone in New York because they're having marital drama because he went back to
football.
Oh, let's talk about it. Move on.
Get over it.
All right, moving on. Get over yourself.
Exactly. You know, you like all the money you're making, and pretty sure the lifestyle you're living.
She makes money too. She is or was a big supermodel.
Yeah, is or was, ain't gonna last too long.
But yeah, Tom wants to keep playing, so I mean, it is what it is. I'm not a Tom Brady fan anyway, so moving on.
That's all right. I mean, he got to retire at some point, so.
Ex-Trump press secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders reveals that she has cancer.
Moving on. Who cares?
There's a mom. Okay, this one I read earlier. There's a mom who has just been charged with manslaughter because she killed not her first child but her second child by sleeping on her. She killed her first child.
What?
A couple of years ago by sleep. You know, they say when you have a newborn or a younger child, you're not supposed to sleep in the same bed, but a lot of people do that because it's like bonding, or it's easier because the baby won't cry if it's like separate. So a couple of years ago, she rolled onto her baby and killed her baby. Apparently she didn't do jail time, but it happened again with her new baby, and she killed her new baby.
What? How you do it twice?
And they gave her a slap on the wrist, like, hey, don't be killing your babies, yo.
She white.
And now, she's doing serious jail time because she killed two babies the same exact way.
Right.
You know, and
that don't even make. Well, yeah, I mean, she got to do it. How you do it twice?
I don't know.
You ain't learned from the first time?
Bad parent. It's not a bad. I mean, we don't know the circumstances behind it, but. Either you have a sleeping problem, a rolling problem, some kind of something. Or you would think that it happened once before. I would never ever be in that situation to sleep with my baby again. Right. But it happened. It happened again.
That's crazy.
It's unfortunate.
What's next?
I'm looking at like a lot of them are not even interesting, so I'm just scrolling through it.
Gotcha.
Oh, back to the Queen, someone just got arrested because somebody was running towards the Queen's coffin.
Wow. Insane. Lock him up.
Lock him up. Moving on.
He was asking for he or she, whoever it was.
This is the world's biggest like public event right now. Like people doing things for clout or whatever.
Lock him up.
It's not the time.
Nah.
Pete Davidson is having the time of his life post Kim Kardashian split.
Really? What happened there?
I don't know. Well, they broke up.
I didn't know that.
What?
No, I didn't know.
You didn't know that?
Honestly.
This was like, I don't want to say months ago. This is definitely not new news.
Is that why I don't hear Kanye dogging him out?
Kanye's busy doing all this stuff. We'll get to that. But they broke up. They broke up a couple, I want to say, almost 2 months ago. Supposedly he didn't take it well. He had tattooed the names of the kids onto his back and all this kind of stuff.
What did they do over there?
I don't know, but
somebody got some A1 going on over there.
They are doing things to men and changing them. Between Pete and Kanye and Ray J and Lamar Odom.
Aren't they still? Didn't Ray J put them on blast recently?
Yes, because of the whole sex tape scandal that happened decades ago that made Kim Kardashian put that whole family into the spotlight.
Wanted them to do it over or something.
That she said that she had no part of leaking the tape, and long story short, the tape was never leaked. It was actually sold, and there was contracts involved and all that kind of whatnot. So, so Ray J basically said, "I'm tired of you guys just like lying to the world," but I feel like it's so far and nobody cares anymore. Yeah. Unless there's new tapes that everybody's gonna see, but I don't think this is like a subject that the world cares about. I'm sure they care about because it's about them, and everybody wants to see them in that way. But I mean,
if they're small fan base or they're large fan base,
they're a very large fan base, and there's children involved and people who were never even born during that time. So when you start talking sex tape all over again, because I think it became a thing because her kids found like a link online that was connecting her to a sex tape. So I get that. You don't want to be embarrassed that like your kids are. Right. The kids are involved knowing that mommy was, being slutted out in the past. But
how she got her fame?
Exactly why is mommy famous?
All right.
Hey. I don't know. Moving on. This article is actually listed balling on a budget.
Okay.
And it's about bizarrely affordable apartments that are part of New York City's Billionaires Row.
Yeah.
I can't afford it. Moving on. I don't care. Did you hear what happened with the news today about? So, migrants are being transferred to the north.
Yeah.
When they're crossing the border, they're coming in, and now, like a couple of days ago, they were dropped off at Martha's Vineyard. So today, there was like 2 buses that were dropped off in front of the vice president's house, Kamala Harris. They're just shipping the migrants to her house because they don't like her stance on the whole border and all that kind of stuff. So this is like petty and spiteful to new levels.
Right.
Like you literally, but I understand it to an extent, but I just you're playing. These aren't like toys. These are humans.
Yeah, this is real life.
This is real life, and you're messing with these people's lives.
Right.
And it's women, it's children, and it's like, hey, we're gonna play this game with you because we don't like what you're doing, but you treat them like they're pets or something.
Yeah.
Like human rights don't exist.
That's what happens when it don't really affect you. It don't really affect you directly.
It's like out of sight, out of mind. And you have part of the country that says that they should never be here. They're illegals, and get them out of here because they're dangerous and they're rapists and they do drugs and murder and rape our Americans. And that's a bad rhetoric. Some people just want a better life.
Right.
Almost all of us came from somewhere else.
Exactly.
For a better life here. That's what America's all about.
Right.
They don't like. But it's like it's gotten so bad. It's not even that they want them to come and do the proper channels. They just don't want them here all. They can sugarcoat, oh well, if they came in the right way and apply for citizenship and that they don't want any of that. They want anyone who's not them or who doesn't look like them to not be here.
Yeah.
And
which is crazy to me because this whole country is basically made off of outsiders,
built off the backs of immigrants.
Yeah.
That is what America's known for.
You know?
And literally, so now we're playing games with people's lives and saying, "Hey, I'm gonna ship them to your house."
Right.
You know, for what? Like the statement you made has been very clear. You don't want them there. You don't want them here. Or, you know, stop bringing them in. We don't want them in Texas. We don't want them in Florida. So we're gonna send them elsewhere because you guys are so lenient with your policies or whatnot. I mean, there's a better way to handle this. There's a different way to handle this. And saying no to everybody is not the answer.
Right.
Okay, so you know, you guys make the big bucks or whatever. You got elected into these roles. Take the time to figure it out because going to one extreme is not the answer.
Right.
You know, and
balance.
We are so divided as a nation right now between liberals and conservatives that
there's no balance.
There's no balance, and there's no willing to compromise.
Yeah.
And it's like, listen, there's stubbornness and there's spite. There's very clear spite.
Yeah.
But it's just like we're so concerned about wanting to win.
Right.
You know, at any means necessary that we don't care what that win looks like as long as the win is a win and people support us. And social media doesn't help because if you say something like we talk about, like, there's no filter, racism is all around. If you say something wild and crazy, you're gonna have hundreds and thousands of people online going, "Woo, we support your crazy wild ass statement."
Right.
So then there's no reason for me to say, you know what, I should curb what I say or, you know, don't speak about it as much. No. Like, oh, I could say that, you know, I can talk about conspiracy theories and there'll be a whole following that follows me. Hey, I believe that the sky is not really the sky, it's an illusion. Like, word?
Forbearance.
I believe that too. You know what? The sky is blue. No, it's not. You only say that because of your political affiliation or some kind of randomness.
Right.
Like, you know, and we're like, it's tough. It's tough. And
you know what too, like we're in an information age. Like there's so much information out there that got people, you don't know what is real, what is not. You don't know, you know, people are taking video and chopping it up and making it seem like
absolutely.
You know,
they're doing voiceovers
or
the deep fakes where they could put your face on people's faces or whatever.
Right.
And it's just it's wild. It's wild. But it's like we can't come together, and I feel like with the previous administration, he encouraged division. Okay, so in this channel,
he never denied it or try to stop it. That's for sure.
Right. I don't want to see it in this because I'm trying to get more followers. I don't want to shut down a political side. I love everybody, but I
just want the person to be there for the people. And
right. To understand
it doesn't matter.
We are all God's children. We all need to understand that, like I said, we're just human. We have the same blood. You know, we have this. You know, we all have to wake up, go to work, go to school, all this kind of stuff.
Right.
The division is what bothers me. I understand that the position of president is a tough position,
right.
And it's basically. But now with the previous administration, kind of like encouraging, feel however you feel, and it doesn't matter if they don't believe your side or they don't want to go over your side, then F them. Like, instead of saying, let's work together, we are part of the same country instead of dividing the country. Because it's like, being president is like being a dad and a stepdad, where you have one child that loves you, and then one child says, F you, dad, you'll never be my dad. You know, and there's no matter what you do, no matter what you say, no matter how much ice cream you buy me, you will never be my dad. And I will always look to every single action you do as a negative. Or I'll spin it in a way that every time you do something positive, I want to give you a negative to counteract what you did.
Right.
You know, or just to make fun of you. It's like, so now we just all we're doing is attacking people now, and now that's become the norm, to attack one another.
Right.
And if it's happening at the highest level, it's been happening at lower levels. So
Right.
we, regular people just shit on each other or talk smack. But the fact that you have a high position in one of the most important jobs in the country,
Right.
and they say, hey, I don't care about bringing the world together, or bringing the country together. It is what it is. If you don't believe how I believe or feel how I feel, that's on you.
Right.
It's tricky. It's tricky. So,
It is.
so when you have people who supported Trump, which is perfectly fine. The fact that he makes it seem like, okay, it's his way is the best way, and it is what it is.
Right.
And any other way or any other thought or any other belief is absolutely wrong. You have to.
Yeah, because he's a boss. That's what it is.
He is a boss, but you it's like, but the reason goes out of the window.
Yeah.
There's like you have to understand that everyone's not right always.
A politician,
Yeah.
He grew up as a politician.
He's a businessman, which I'm okay with. I'm okay with somebody coming out of the box saying, "Hey, I'm not a traditional politician, and I got enough." Because literally, you can be anything you want to be.
Yeah.
If I got enough votes, then that job is mine.
Right.
What I don't like is that if you don't know how to do your job, you need to speak to people or work with people. And the fact that, like I said, it's his way or the highway, and every other person's opinion is wrong. Like, you have to have some kind of middle ground.
Right.
Say, he might say one day, "Hey, I want to work with people," and then he's like, "You know what? F it. No, it's my way or the highway." Like, it's okay to question things, but it seems like when you're a follower, you just follow and believe every single thing. Because to this day, there are people that use Trump's talking points and say this, and this, and that, and that, and that. But it's like, that's not coming from you. It's your opinion has now been influenced, but you're not willing to accept any other opinion, which is an issue. Like, even like, let's say for example, we'll talk about religion, and religion is to some people is wishy-washy. You have people who believe in religion. There are people who don't, and you cannot. Like, everyone who has a religion doesn't believe every single thing that in their religion is. There's some things that are subjective, some things that are questionable.
Right.
But overall, this sides you feel like you side with that religion. And like, okay, I accept or I believe these things, that my faith leads me to this area. But people who don't want to do that with politics say, hey, my leader, everything that comes out of his mouth is not necessarily always right. But they're like, you know what? Whatever he says, I'm going to go with, because what he says is gospel. I'm going to believe it, and I'm going to believe it as fact, even if he doesn't believe it's fact.
Right.
But I don't. I just want the world to be fixed. It's not going to be fixed. We need a unifier, but I feel like we have gone backwards in time in terms of looking for somebody to bring us back. To just say, hey guys, I understand half the country doesn't like me.
Yeah.
My goal, I will do what I can to bring you closer, or at least listen to what I'm trying to say.
Right.
And some people will say, no matter, I don't care who you are, F you, you're trash, and no matter what you do for us, you can give me $1 million in my bank account today, I will still hate you because you're not the guy I wanted it to be.
Right.
And it sucks because we have to live in this world.
It do. Because it's not going to affect them, it's going to affect us.
Absolutely. And that's what's really tricky. I don't know.
All the decisions he make, or anyone makes up there, it doesn't really, it affects us in a negative way, but it affects them in a positive way.
Right. And then it's just like everything, you just want to blame somebody. You take the actions you need to take to get by. Stop blaming somebody. Like the people who blame, like the president will blame other people for everything else, for all their own personal downfalls. Or if I messed up because I didn't do this, it's Biden's fault. Or I didn't do this, so it's Trump's fault. Like there's very little that I feel, me personally, that is happened in my life that a presidency has affected directly, like right now.
Right.
So I mean, it's just. If I need to fix something or go on through my life, I have to do it. I can't worry about what decisions they're making unless they say, "Hey, they're gonna bring slavery back." Like then now I'm in trouble. Right. So, which it sounds far fetched, but it's not far fetched because you see a lot of things are being reversed now. The Roe v. Wade was just turned over. And you have politicians who feel like they're free range to kind of just. What they feel like is fixing history. They feel like they're fixing America. So to them, what does fixing America look like?
Right.
You know, that's scary. Or what does America look like? You know, America looks a lot different to some people than it does to other people.
Yeah.
You know, so it's hard to see one America.
The question is what it looks like from the outside.
Right. I mean, I'm sure a lot of other countries, you know, think we look crazy, you know, between, you know, the last couple of administrations, and the fact that, you know, I'm concerned about, you know, Biden being anciently old, and so does everyone else. I think a lot of Democrats who voted for Biden didn't vote for Biden; they voted just against Trump.
Right.
So it's like we didn't care who was voted in as long as it was not Trump, because we saw a pattern of stuff happening that we like, this could end up bad, you
Right.
know, and you know, I don't know, you made a lot of citizens very proud in their stances that they felt like they were closet racists, so closeted people with prejudices, and I don't know, I think it's gonna take a lot of time to repair what was unraveled. Because it wasn't like the racism didn't exist. It was just
Right.
quieter, and social media doesn't help. And you know, it is what it is. But
Yeah.
we need to just stay headstrong and let the world know that, you know, we will continue to fight this fight,
Right.
and try to bring the world together. You know, in never ending pursuit of world peace, which looks very, very far away. But you know, I don't know. We'll work it out.
It's going to take some time. It's going to take a long time.
You know, we'll see. We'll work it out. But we're gonna wrap up this episode real quick, and then get into another episode, and then we'll work that out. So thank you guys for listening, and we will see you on the next.
What's your thoughts on the Little Mermaid being a black girl?
That's what we're talking about next. The Black Little Mermaid. All right. Peace out.
Peace.